Hi again. Thank you for choosing In My Shoes. I'm Hilda Kathy Broady, your host. Remember, we at In My Shoes are taking a different approach to service in the world. So get your pen and your paper because we don't have commercials and we don't want you to miss anything. Today I have a very special show, but first let me go through my weekly tirade. We are having some difficulty with illegal aliens still. People are saying that the president is separating families and being cruel, and nobody is recognizing the fact that do we really know if these people really belong to these children? Do we really know who these people are? They are illegal aliens. They are breaking the law, the laws of our land. Now, if someone in this country breaks the law and they're with their child, they're separated from their child. Same difference. Those detention facilities are not set up for children. Don't come into the country illegally and then you will not be separated from your children if they really are your children. Because remember, we are really still at war, and this country just says, come on, break our laws to strangers, to foreigners, and then telling our children who they're throwing in jails, it's okay, we're going to throw you in jail. Not good. Let's be fair. I heard that they had a GoFundMe page now to reunite over $4 million to reunite these illegal aliens with their children, to reunite the families. And yet, NYCHA has failed to protect citizens from lead poisoning. Our children are dying. Our children are getting sick. We have homeless people. And all I'm saying is, if you don't like the immigration laws, then you go, you vote, you change the laws. You do not encourage people to break our laws and say that they mean nothing because it's giving our youth a mixed message. I work with young people, and they're constantly saying, if they can get away with it, why can't I? Well, we have 2.3 million people incarcerated in this country, and that's not counting the detainees. So, all I'm saying is illegal people are lawbreakers. Stop saying that they have rights because they're illegal. And all I say is send them home and let them come back the right way. And it's horrible that other countries are having difficulties with their people, but it's not our problem if you don't follow the rules. My great grandparents came here from Cuba and from Trinidad, but they came through Ellis Island. They filled out the paperwork and they came here legally. Yes, we're a country of immigrants, but not of illegal aliens. So I'm going to keep on saying it. I don't care how many emails I get. Illegal. We can't promote people breaking our laws. Period. Because I don't want the children that I work with incarcerated because everybody else can break our laws and they cannot. My kids are not going to go to jail. Your Different Approach program has a 99.999999 success rate, and I'm not going to let people say it's okay for foreigners to break our laws and our kids don't break the laws. Our kids are staying strong, and I'm going to make sure they stay that way. Secondly, going on to those 2.3 million people who are in jail. Well, guess why Social Security is failing? 2.3 million people are not paying FICA. Let's keep it real here. I know that this new slavery thing with the from the cradle to prison, and I think that the people who drafted Social Security didn't really think about this in the fact that the new slavery was going to stop the Social Security. So we're going to have to come up with ways for the people who are re-entering to earn some money because we need to save Social Security. I'm going to be 65 soon. I want Social Security. They're saying 2034. That's kind of fast. We're going to be losing Social Security. So we need to make sure our kids don't go to jail because we want them paying FICA, not bail. And we want the people who are coming out, who are re-entering, to get jobs. So we're working on something that will teach them. I'm working with a couple of people in South Carolina and in Alabama who are coming up with businesses so that the people who are coming out of incarceration can go right into business with them, and they're going to be paying taxes and paying FICA, because we better build up Social Security or it's not going to be around. Thank you for my tirade. And without further ado, I'd like to introduce my guest. We have with us again Miss Edris Eddy.
Hi there, Miss
Welcome back,
Broady.
Miss
How are you
Eddy.
doing,
You can become
sweetie?
a real regular here.
Thank you.
And she's brought with her someone, Miss Nadia Mundle.
Yes,
Did I say
thank
that
you.
right?
Yes,
Miss
you
Mundle?
did. It's
Oh, yeah.
Nadia
Welcome,
Mundle.
welcome.
Thank you so much for having
That's
me
my
here.
girl.
And we're going to be talking about, you don't have to go into my tirade. I just have to keep saying that because people don't understand that I am not against immigration. I'm against illegalities.
Yeah.
I'm against
Right, right.
people breaking the law, because
That's
if I,
right.
I work with kids, and you can't tell kids, you can't speak out of both sides of your mouth.
That's true.
Okay, you either have, it's either the law or it's not the law. And if you're telling a foreigner they can break our laws, then are you telling our kids what?
You tell them the wrong thing, and
What's the message?
the message. Anything you do must be legal. It must be right. If you're going to be an example, you have to be a right example, and you must follow the laws.
So
That's
so don't
simply
tell an
that's
illegal
what's real.
person that they have rights. I mean, how many millions of dollars are they spending to protect people who have broken our law? It's kind of scary. It's kind of
It
scary
is.
when you see that the people who were born here are being. I watch the homeless people
They're not being taken care of at all.
and the housing difficulties, and they're not
Yes.
finding, okay, the guy that with the pizza that was delivering the pizza to the army base.
Mm-hmm.
How come his employer wasn't fined for hiring him?
It's a big convoluted circle of mess.
But
It's
Right.
one way is like, oh yeah, we would like to have free labor or cheap labor, but we don't want to follow certain rules and regulations. It's really a big mess. It doesn't start with one stage. There's a whole list of laundry that has to be
except that
cleared out.
when they first started with the we're gonna make sure everybody is legal here, and we had to fill out all this paperwork, and we had to prove. And I had clients. I worked for Access VR. They Access VR, and I was vested when I worked for them. But my clients had difficulty proving that they were citizens.
Oh no.
Couldn't get jobs. So now the employers are not looking at the proof, because they're supposed to be fined, just like landlords are not supposed to be housing illegal people. So you got homeless people who are legally here, and you got illegal people living in homes that they should be in.
Double
And all I'm
standards.
saying is, be fair to your citizens. Recognize that we have citizens here who are having difficulties as well.
That's right.
And all you're seeing on the news is these children and these. Why did you bring your kids with you when you knew you were breaking the law? And I'm really sorry that people are getting shot up there. But then maybe you need to work with your government to improve the conditions there, because we can't go anyplace else. You
Right.
can't go to another country and stay. You have to show what do you have to offer?
They want to know, are you going to be a good citizen for this country? What are you going to offer to our country?
Who are you?
Yeah, this is true. This is true.
So we're not saying don't come. We're just saying come the right way.
I agree with you.
Okay, so that's why I said
100%
change the law.
Come the right.
Okay, and we can change. We have the right to change the laws. That's why we vote. That's why we
That's
vote.
true. That is true.
And being we have the children coming to this country, we don't know how long these children is going to be here. But if they are very fortunate to be American citizens, they have to follow the law
They have to learn the law first.
and learn the law and follow it to the T to make good citizens.
But I find that most of the children that come from these parents that fight their way to get here, they are the ones that are 90% of the time matriculating in the society. They're doctors, they're lawyers,
Exactly.
they're doing very well. They have business and they're doing very well. Like I'm a product of an immigrant, first generation.
We all
Yeah,
products of
yeah.
immigrants.
So I mean, that's what I said is, it's a long list of things that need to be addressed.
We're just saying don't come
Yeah.
illegally.
I agree with that.
That's all
Don't
we're
come
saying is don't
illegally.
come illegally. We're not saying don't come.
Yeah, because the country is made up of
Immigrants.
exactly.
Immigrants.
But illegal, because I mean, and especially because we're still at war. Nobody has said we're not at war anymore. We really are at war, and you're saying, "Come on, I don't know who you are." Kind of makes me a little because I just want to be a little safe.
Right.
Feel a little safe. Okay.
Right. I understand what you're saying, and I agree. You really should have your documents together when you get
Because
here.
you don't know what these people. You don't know their background. You don't know. You don't have. I mean, I know that my grandmother came in. They had physicals, and You don't. So many diseases out there.
Yeah,
So
this is
it,
true.
and all I'm saying, and I'm not saying only from the border, because the people are coming in with visas that have expired, and why are they still here? Check that you got an address. Send them back and let them come back the right way.
And
That's all I'm saying.
And one of the things I've seen too, some of the people who's here right now, there are some of the extension of people here. That's why they're coming in, because if the people who was here, the immigrants who's here illegally, they telling them to come. My idea of it.
Yeah, because sometimes
Because they would not be coming.
Well, I'll tell you this. Sometimes where you are, the situation is so bad that when you get here and it's bad, it's not that bad. You could see a future. You could see some way of making it. You understand? So it's like where you come from, maybe you don't have light. Maybe you don't have running water. Maybe you still have to use a toilet that you got to go outside.
Yes,
exactly, an
outhouse.
outhouse. And you come here, and even in your worst state here, you still have a toilet that flush. You have running water. You have light. You have somewhere that you can cook some food. I mean, situation in other places are really bad, so I could see why people really try to take a lot of big risks to
But
get
we
here.
don't know what the process is. Okay,
Right.
so when you apply, how do you apply? I need to get somebody here from immigrations or from ICE just to help me. How do you apply, and what
Right.
and how long does it take? I know that there was a problem with when the Haitians had difficulty coming in when they had that hurricane way back when, and they were saying no refugees from Haiti, and there was a problem there. But we don't know what the process is. All I know, walking across the border without paperwork is not the process.
No, I know.
Either the north or the south.
I'll tell you, the process is a very stringent process. I'm from a Caribbean background, and sometimes you don't even get the visa. Like, I have a sister who's still there, and she's applied for the visa many times, and you don't get it because if you can't show that you have certain amount in your account or that you are matriculating in that country, sometimes they don't even allow you to go to a different country, because if you're not matriculating here, how could you matriculate there? But the thing is that the opportunities here is just so much more than there. It's just a lot of things that
So what needs to be done is, if the rules are so stringent, is it stringent for everyone, or is it just for particular people? Okay, is it because I was told that there was kind of a double-edged sword. It was different for different people. Okay, so what we need to do is make sure when we vote, we let the people that we vote for know what we want. No one has said anything about immigration. You never hear about it until there's a crisis.
That is
Okay.
true.
But this has been going on for how many
Long
years?
Long time.
Eons.
This is true.
Century. At least a century. And nobody is saying anything now. And every now it's a flare up. And then
Because somebody spoke up and they want them to really take care of this situation, because we're going to have a lot of people going to be here now. He's living in the United States right now. Illegally.
And what happened was nobody did anything. So those DACA kids that have been here for eons, nobody did anything. So I'm not saying throw them out. Okay, they need a pathway to citizenship. But I'm not saying build a wall.
Build the wall.
Build a wall is a waste of money because they've already built the tunnels. The tunnels have already been built, so they just gonna come underneath. You build a wall, you're just wasting money on the wall. What you need to do is enforce the laws that are in place, which is what he's doing. He took my advice because I sent the letter the day that he came into office. I sent my immigration letter to the president and said, okay, I agree.
All right.
Now do something about this.
All right.
And I'm not saying break any laws. I'm not saying hurt any people. I'm saying enforce the laws. Enforce the laws of our country.
Yeah.
Because that That's what I
Without
tell.
laws, you have no country. You have chaos.
Right. Then I tell the kids,
Mm-hmm.
and you can't tell a kid something and then they go on TV and see something
Somebody
that's
else, like a
totally
powerful person, a person of standards or supposedly standards,
saying
is
something
doing something
totally different.
exactly.
And then you have the governor saying, oh, no, no, no. And you have the mayor saying, oh. And you saying, no, I can't tell them that. I can't tell them that. I'm going to see these kids on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Just like we had this morning, I was looking at Channel 5. Ruben Diaz was on, and they was talking about how one of the reporters asked him, what do you think about that? Having the lady who was in charge of he said, listen to me. I don't know why people is pointing at her, but it's many of them.
Exactly.
He told the truth.
They all lied.
He said, stop pointing at just one
They
person.
want to get a scapegoat, just one person, when you know that it's the system.
Everyone on the top, I'm not talking in the middle, on the
Right.
top,
Knew.
is new about this, and they well as well come to heat and make the decision that let be a man or woman and say, yes, take the heat. Take the heat.
They're not going to take the heat, though. They're going to blame it on somebody. It was somebody who was in charge. You should have known. Because that's what happened. You get a scapegoat, and then everything goes back to the way it was.
Wow.
Of course,
Except that
somebody has to take the fall for this, because if everybody is saying, well, yeah, I'm accountable, then nobody wants to lose a position or
That's
power.
it. They don't want to lose it. Yes.
why don't we fix it?
Well, that's the thing. If everybody take accountability for what they're supposed to, then you could fix a problem.
Maybe we could fix
Yeah,
it.
maybe you could
we
fix it, but
Maybe.
until then, until everybody says, okay, this is what I'm accountable for, this is what I'm accountable for,
Mm-hmm.
it's just gonna be a keep rolling. Okay, who we gonna blame today? Who's
Okay, because
next?
we're
Yeah,
looking at education.
exactly.
Oh my God, how scary can that be?
Oh,
How
I don't
many
even want to talk
billions
about
of dollars
education.
Do
have they
that.
spent on the lottery?
Oh,
Okay, remember OTB came into existence
Yes.
for education.
Yes.
OTB's gone now, but we have the lottery, and we have what, Powerball and Mega Millions and Take Five
Take
or Pick
five.
Somebody and
oh,
Take
all of
four.
this.
all of that.
And what is it? And why are our kids, the teachers, still fighting to get pencils and erasers in the classrooms?
Oh,
Okay, because where's that money going? Guess what? It's in the general fund now. So the lottery is just a tax, a new tax, and it's not going toward education. They even took away. They had like scholarships in. There's no more scholarships in the lottery.
no, education. I want to be sure that I don't say anything too wrong on TV, but what I see with education is that we have to keep everybody in a certain level.
Exactly.
It's like a train. Okay, well, maybe that one will matriculate. We could put that one there. But no one ever gets up to a certain level unless you are in a certain class. To me,
Yes.
education is like it's a class war.
Except that the parenting has put the onus on the education system, and the onus is on the parenting. It really is, because if Johnny is doing this all day when he home and not doing this, not being educated. Okay, you know that the school system, I can say because it's my show, sucks. Okay, and this especially in New York City. And I went to 7 elementary schools. I can tell you the education system, but we can supplement the education system with the libraries. We're not encouraging our kids to go to the libraries
But
and read
the library,
and read.
they don't have any more books anymore. You have only videos now at the library. I went to the library to
Which
look
library?
for. They have books. They have general books. You want a special book or a specific book, you have to talk to the librarian and wait 3-4 weeks before you get a book. The library has changed.
Okay, what about the internet?
Well, that's the thing. If your child is here and you're not monitoring what they're doing on this,
But don't
then
they have
that's
all
an
this
issue.
education on? I know that one kid didn't
That's
have a
true.
computer, so that they couldn't
Do
do
it
something
homework.
with school because
Because
they
the
didn't have a
child didn't have
computer.
his computer.
Right.
Yes.
Right. So the
But
whole thing is changing. It's
like Nadia said, it's changing for the better, but it's not working for our kids. Because our kids don't have the fundamental learning part
because
of
No
reading.
Child Left Behind left all of our kids
They don't
Every
behind.
have the
single one of
essential
them left
part of
behind.
No
reading.
Child Left Behind was not about elevating.
Yes.
It was about keeping them
Down.
where they were.
Exactly.
Unfortunately, because
Class
when you
war.
start teaching a kid how to take a test instead of how to integrate what I'm teaching you so that you can pass that test, you're setting people up to fail.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because I kept saying I had when I was in high school. I'm telling you, junior high school. When I actually went to a damn good junior high school and high school, they enforced what they were teaching. They forced us to learn.
Yeah, you had to go
You
over it
had
every day.
you had no choice, and then you had your mother saying, or whoever you live with saying,
You better
and
get it.
you better not bring home something less than and you won't see the light of day until June. That was my mother saying, the light of day until
the
June.
standard.
That's
That
right.
was the standard.
Okay, you don't hear that. I don't hear parents saying,
No.
Listen, my mother used to say I would get like I would get like a 94, and I would be so excited to get home. Look. She said, "Where's the 6 points?
what happened?
Where's the 6
Oh,
points?"
you gotta get
And
those
it's
6
like,
points, right?
yes, it's like, where's your 100? You know, like
That's
you
what's
have to
up.
put everything you have into it. And I do find that some of these kids are really like laid back. My son sometimes is like that, but I do the same thing. Where's the rest of the grades? Like, why did you think that this was okay?
Because I mean, back in the olden days, I can say the olden days because it wasn't expected that I would go to college. Not back
Right.
then. It was not expected, but I expected me to go.
Right.
But it wasn't expected. I was in a college bound program,
Mhm.
but I don't think that they really expected us to be. Although they gave us the foundation
Right.
Yes.
to make a choice of whether you were going to go or not.
Right.
Because we even had double periods of English and double periods of math. So when the school strike happened and we had to make up, I don't know, you too young for that. We had to
Yeah, I
make up.
remember that.
Then we had triple periods of
Yes.
English
Oh,
and
yeah.
triple periods
Of
of math.
Because I went to
Wow.
Morris, they did a lot of
Because I
that.
went to Wingate.
Oh,
Because you had to be at a certain level.
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
Before you could even take a
They
test.
prepared us
Mm-hmm.
for college.
College.
We were college bound students. Okay.
Yes.
So we were better than everybody.
There was no
That's
such
what
thing.
we
as
were.
that
We were.
reading.
We were better than everybody else. Only because my class, my school day started at 7:05 a.m.
Yeah, I remember.
7:05.
You had to be at school early.
Microbiology was 7:05.
And you better be there on time or else they close the door.
7:06 is you 7:05.
That's right. That's true.
How many schools are open that early now?
No. 8:30.
And after school, we had after school. We could study after school in the school.
You did your homework after school too. I find that you don't do that anymore. Like
The
the kids
schools are
are coming
closed?
home with still their homeworks. I'm like, why are you coming home with homework and you're supposed
I'm
to
going to
have
tell you
after
something.
school?
It was like after school program when I was there. There was teachers that actually stayed
To do
after
after
3
school.
o'clock.
Yes.
You go voluntarily, and we went. Every single one in that class went. And no one have to treat us or to go. We went. And we stayed after, and then I had to go to I like drama school. They had drama class. They had computer class.
Drama is fun.
Yes. I was in every play at springtime. I was on every play. And then the teacher, Mr. Fine, I never forget my music teacher now. He was my favorite. And he used to Eddie, you ready to sing? Yes. And he used to get on the piano and, nope, that's not the note. Let's start again. And he was a perfect gentleman and wore a bow tie. That was
I don't
amazing.
remember music in school.
See? She's
I
younger
don't
than us.
remember music,
had
and I
music.
didn't have
we had
art
music.
until
Yeah.
high school, and
Yeah, we had
you
that.
barely had that art program. I had to
Oh my
really fight to get
gosh.
into that art class. Yes.
Wow.
And I had
Yes.
photography in high school.
What? No.
How to develop your own.
Don't
all.
remember
Yes,
any of that.
because we were exposed to a whole lot of different things.
You were well rounded.
Yes.
so that
Yes.
you could pick and choose.
Yes.
Our kids are stationed, and they're pointed
But
in,
you know
in no
what's crazy
direction.
is that the teachers themselves are saying that this is what the Board of Ed said. This is what you have
That's
to
what I'm
do for
saying.
the Board
State
of Ed.
education,
So
the state
it's,
education department has thrown our kids to the wolves. It's like, well, we're gonna discard this group. Well, when are we gonna? And I'm saying only because I need to know that Johnny can read, because who's gonna give me my meds? Who's gonna take care of me? I can be very
might be
selfish
able
about
to
this.
read what the doctor said when you're supposed to get these
unreal.
medications.
And what are you supposed to be doing?
Hold
Because
on, they'll send you a video note.
yeah, right. Okay.
That's what's happening now.
And another thing, people don't talk to each other now.
Yeah.
And me, I love to talk. You know that, Nadia.
Yes, I do.
And I said, no, I don't want to talk to Facebook. I don't want to talk to nobody. Streamline. I want face to face. I want to talk to you face to face or over that phone. Do not send me nothing and email and say blah 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 blah. Okay, you send me an email. I'm gonna call you back, honey. Let's have an interview. Let's talk. Let's talk face. I love to look in your eyes. My grandfather used to tell me, I'm gonna look in your eye, baby. That's what I like.
You know, for me, I grew up in that time where it just shifted. So it's like sometimes I could morph into that talkative person, but sometimes I do rather have a text
Yes, true.
or get an email because I don't know. That's just how it is.
Sometimes you don't want to have a long conversation. I just want to
Yeah,
get my point
sometimes I
across.
don't want to look in your eyes.
Yes.
I just want to get my point across
Yeah.
and move on to the next thing, because
Right.
sometimes I forget, and if I text you real fast, and I know I won't have forgotten
Right.
what I was supposed to say to you,
Exactly.
because I'm TBI, so I
Yeah.
do forget. And people think people have now know that I don't do it on purpose.
I know, I understand.
I call it a
Yes,
brain
you
hiccup,
do.
but
Yes.
that's just how it is.
Yes, that's how it is.
And I accept that, so people understand. And sometimes my texts are wrong, so
You know, with this new spell check, it's like you're texting people and you
be like,
sound so
"What?
crazy when
How
they
do
look
you-
at the
How you
text.
spell that again? Wait a minute, hold on, let me get.
But don't worry, they have the automatic one.
Hey,
It makes
automatic
you
one.
feel
It
just like a
came
fool
up.
anyway.
It came up in my text. I was, oh yeah, that's what exactly the word I'm
yeah,
looking
because you
for.
sent me a hello, Mrs. Beast, and I was like, she called me
Exactly.
Miss Beast. I wonder if she meant that, or her phone
The
told her to say
phone,
that.
the phone went to
spell
the
check.
lady and skipped your phone. I said, "Oh my God!" You know what? I looked at that yesterday. I said,
That is
"Oh
too
my!"
funny.
Said, Miss
That's
Brody
exactly what it
died.
is.
Okay.
Wow.
Now I'm sorry. Why were you here? Because we done went off into my.
Oh, yes. Well, I would like to thank you, Miss Brody, for having me on your show today. I do a multifaceted of things. My main business is taxes and accounting. I have a business in the Bronx, which is Mundle's Income Tax and Accounting Services.
Do
which
do businesses
Yes,
and individuals?
yes. So I service small business, individuals, and non for profit.
Okay.
Yeah, so we do a wide range of things. We do accounting, we do payroll, we specialize in taxation. So if you have any trouble with the IRS or the state, we can help you with your audits and the tax negotiations. And that's mainly what we do in the accounting and taxes field.
Okay.
And I'm also a real estate agent who just became a broker. So,
Oh.
yes, so I'm dabbling in the field of real estate. We have a couple listings in the Bronx here, and we're hoping to sell it soon to the Bronxites. As you were saying before, that we do need places to live and our citizens and everything. But like I was telling you before, it's like if you're not meeting certain qualifications of income level and those kind of things, it's really hard to be able to sustain yourself in a community or a certain community, you know. So yeah, I'm involved in a couple of different things. So I'm really happy to be here. You know, if you have any questions about that, you can definitely give me a call. You can reach me on my website at mundlesincometax.com. That's www.mundleincometax.com. Or you can give me a call, which is 347-231-3289. And that's it.
Didn't you say you work with people too, with nonprofits?
Oh, yes. I almost forgot about that. So I do work with a organization called Global Tassels, and what they do is they help children who are in other countries like Haiti, Kenya. I think they have some students in Guatemala right now that they didn't get the scholarship money, but they were really bright and they just missed it. So they try to help them to get the education, get the school in, maybe take the TOEFL test, clothing, or if they can't come to the country, which is try to get them the legal papers so they can get here the right way. If they can't come here, they help them to have clothing, have transportation to school, and just keep them to try to get them to be an educated person. That's the most important thing for them. And yes, we do gather books, clothing, anything that you have that could be useful to them or to their environment. They help them with that. So I'm pretty busy most of the time.
Oh, you have.
Yes, I have a lot going on.
That's why you didn't have music.
That's why.
Yeah.
Never stop.
But my son is very artistic. He loves
Oh,
to
he's
he loves to do all
awesome.
kind of
Awesome
artsy type
family.
stuff. He does videos, and he's very entrepreneurial.
I
I
love him.
think he loves to hang with Miss Edie because when he has his
Yes.
chocolate to sell, he and Miss Edie would just jump out on the streets
Yes.
selling chocolates.
Definitely.
And he wants to do his little production, but his main goal, and I really would like him to stay focused, yeah, he said he wants to be an airplane engineer.
Wow.
Yeah, so yeah, I still got to get him into that work of hitting the books a little harder, and that does take some time and dedication and some. Where's the rest of the points?
He just has to see what they require, what the engineers require, because the math and the science are.
Yes.
I have a grandnephew who's going to be an engineer, and he's already
really?
gotten his scholarship, and he's 14.
Nice. Really?
So
My son will be 14 this year.
so he just turned 14, and he's got his scholarship already because this is what I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
So we said, then you have to.
These are the steps.
Go here and look over here
Mm-hmm.
and check it out, and then they have a listing of who actually does the engineering.
Mm-hmm.
Speak to that person. Speak to these people. Don't just say it
Okay.
looks nice.
And this is what I want to be. Like some people are really good at fluffing. Oh yeah, I want to be. I remember when I was younger. Oh my God, I used to tell my mom I wanted to be a doctor. I hated anything that's medicine. I did. She took me to the nursing home for the first time because she was a nurse at the time. Man, as soon as I went in the door, I wanted to turn right back around because that was
I don't
my
wanna be around
fluff.
60.
Yeah, that
that was
wasn't really you.
yeah, that
No.
was the thing that you would tell your parents because
Sounded
she have
good.
such high expectations of you.
Sounds good.
They have such expectations of you, and you want to meet that. So when company came over, oh, what do you want to do when you grow up? Yes, I want to be a doctor.
Okay,
That's
so
what you would give
You
them.
have to meet.
Yeah.
And we have a large family, so any child in the family, like I have a nephew who said he wanted to be a welder.
Yes. Oh, but that's
So I
realistic.
So I
Yes.
said, and have you spoken with Uncle Vaughn,
Right.
who is a welder?
No.
I said, you need to speak to. We have enough people in this family who so many people have done,
Exactly.
so that you could actually speak to someone and
Exactly.
find out if that's really what you want.
wanted
Yeah.
to
Is
do.
that really? Do you know what welders do? Because I don't. I mean, I went to the Dictionary of
idea,
Occupational
right.
Titles, and I read what they're supposed to, but what really do they do?
Right. And my mom was
Yeah.
really good at that, to kind of try to steer us in that direction. The first thing she did was take me to the nursing home. She wanted to sign me up to BOCES. And I'm like,
Mm.
I applied, but it wasn't for me. So she realized that, okay, this is not what's gonna work out. So she was like, okay, well, because you've been in business, and we had a program when I was younger called the Creative Arts Workshop for Kids. And that's where I got a little bit of the art from, because I didn't get it in school. And they did that. Then they would put you into like a little work program or something like that. And that was really good for me because I had my little after school job. Like I worked after school. I did a couple of things after school. And that area, I really liked it, which was like business oriented. And she said, okay, well, you're not taking to this nursing or this doctory thing. So go to college, go to business school. And
Okay.
that was good for me because I really took to it and I liked it.
Okay. Did you live in a dorm when you went to college?
Yes, I lived in a dorm and my first year was awesome. I still have we all moved back to where we came from, but we're still friends, which is great for that
Yeah,
Facebook
have
and
a
keeping up with each other.
roommate.
Yeah,
That's exciting.
it was a lot of fun, and you actually learn who you really are. Because I had a roommate who had no idea how to study. I had another roommate who only studied at a certain time when I want to sleep.
Oh. Oh.
Yes.
Oh.
And I had a roommate who it was three of us in the room. It was three of us. Yeah. So and then
Wow.
one of them she was such a butterfly, a social butterfly. She always had people in the room. And I'm like, oh, you're gonna
Not
go
gonna
away.
work out.
Yeah. So I figured out that I had to get home right after
Social
class,
butterfly.
did my studying, did my homework, so that by the time they come home and they bring all the friends over, I was still able to socialize,
Wow. Wow.
Believe me, college really show you who you really are. And
Yeah,
I
yeah,
had
it does.
also a friend who's probably still there. I kind of lost touch with her. She changed her major every semester.
So she majored in everything.
I guess so. She was a major.
Wow.
She was a major in everything.
Wow.
I don't know. I've lost touch with that one. And
Yeah.
yeah, but it really does show you
Nice.
who you really are.
Oh, you do have
I
a
think every
right.
child should go to college.
Yeah.
Yes. And everybody
Yes.
should be in. Well, the first year I stayed at N.Y.U's dorm because Fordham didn't have enough room for all of us.
Oh.
That's how
Oh.
many of us they let in the classes. Class of 75, we got in 71. They had an overflow of
Wow.
students. So NYU's dorm it's now Bronx Community College, but it was NYU
What?
uptown
Oh,
I
really?
never
back
knew
then.
that. I never
Oh
knew
yeah,
that.
oh
Never.
yeah. And
I went to Bronx Community
No, I lived on not on the
for my
campus.
associate
It
degree.
was North Hall,
Yeah.
which is now
Oh,
a nursing home, I think.
I
But
went to
Wow.
Johnson and Wales University in Providence, Rhode Island.
oh,
Yes.
okay.
Providence, Rhode Island. And
Wow.
it was interesting because it was just a pocket of certain people there,
Mhm.
and we all hang out in like almost the same place.
At the time when we went to school, it was just a pocket of us everywhere.
Oh.
Just a pocket of us, because the expectation was that if you were not light enough,
Uh-huh.
then you went to work after you graduated from high school.
Oh, really?
You didn't go to college. You went to work.
Oh.
I mean, even my family was you're
Mhm.
trying to get out of going to work. You trying to,
Oh.
and I'm saying
Like, I want to go to college.
No, I work in a factory, and I don't want to do that. I want to
Could
be
go
a
to
teacher. I don't want to
school.
college.
Right.
So, but Fordham's dorm was different than NYU's dorm.
Okay. They
Much
look
different.
way
I didn't have a roommate. I
Mm.
didn't have a roommate when I went to the NYU dorm because I think I was the last person there, and I was special. I got a room by myself.
Wow.
So I only had to share the toilet in the middle of the room with two
Oh,
other girls.
I only got a room by
Lord.
myself later on in my college
And then
years.
sophomore year when I went to Fordham, I had a roommate who she was afraid of black men.
Really?
She was really afraid of black men.
What?
Yeah, and my friends were in dorms I was an all girls dorm.
Right.
But my friends were, so they would come over to visit, and not in the middle of the night and none of that, because I was commuting to Lincoln Center. I was living on the Rose Hill campus, but I was
yes.
commuting to Lincoln Center. But my friends would come to visit me, and she would get all flustered.
Highty-tighty.
She was really flustered, and then her parents came, and they saw, and he wasn't even my boyfriend. He was just my friend. He was helping me with something.
Mhm.
And 2 days later, she was not there anymore. So she was not in my room anymore. She had her own
Wow.
room someplace else, which didn't bother me in the least because now I got 2 beds. So if
All by
my little
yourself.
sister came up to visit, she had her own room,
Yeah,
and
that
it didn't
thing
bother
going
me
on.
at all. But that's where they taught us. They tried anyway to get along everybody.
Yes.
Get along everybody. I'm an alumnus of the Presidential Classroom for Young Americans. So we went to Washington for a week,
Mhm.
and they put there was a handful of African American students.
Yeah, my friend,
And they put one in each room.
the one I met, well, her name was Edris Alfred, and Edris me and her, we used to get each other mails. Here's your mail. Here's the, well, that's how we met. She was studying social science, big time. And after she graduated, we just lost touch. I think she's from St. Croix, and
I had a
we
roommate from
only
St.
1 year
Thomas.
after we graduated. After that 1 year, we never kept in touch.
I'm still, my best friend is somebody I met in freshman
We never
orientation.
kept in touch anymore.
Yeah, all my roommates, I'm still in touch with. My first
Only
year
1 year.
roommates. Any other roommates, I have no idea because they were different. And those ones, the ones we kept in touch with, we still keep in touch with.
But even the presidential classroom for Young Americans, because it was like I got there last because I took the bus in Brooklyn. I mean, I took the bus to Washington. So when I got there, I got the cot.
He was daring.
I got the
That's
cot.
funny.
So
I
You
wasn't
go,
even
girl.
supposed to have the roommates I had, because they give you the numbers before you go to school, and they say, oh, they encourage you to call each other.
Oh,
So I
right.
called my roommate, and I was like, yeah, I'm from the Bronx. Did you know she switched rooms with me?
In a hurry?
Yes, she
In a
did.
hurry?
She said, oh, because you said you were from the Bronx, and I was like.
And
But it's okay because I had the best roommates. We were all able to get along. We figured out each other's schedule, and we're still friends to this day. So I'm like, okay, great. I'm glad you changed.
and it was their loss. It was
Wow.
their
Yes,
loss.
yes, yes.
Unfortunately, if you can't get along with at least try. And
Yeah.
that's what they wanted us to do, is at least
Try to get
try.
along. And I thought
Try.
it was a good idea to call the young lady to introduce myself before I go
Yeah,
meet this
yeah.
lady.
I mean, I got my first birthday cake in my sophomore year in college.
You really know.
What?
We
They said that I never had a
celebrated each
Go,
other's
lady.
birthday. We would
You
sit at
go.
tables
And they
like
got me a
these.
birthday cake. I said I never
That's
had a birthday
nice.
cake. And I'll tell you, oh, they sang,
Oh.
skipping up the hall, singing happy birthday. And I was like, look
Birthday.
at that, look at that.
Oh.
But that was different. And then I exposed that to my younger siblings.
Okay.
Come on, it's not that, because college back in the 70s, in the 60s, it was like foreign land. And people were afraid
Yeah.
because it's unknown. We don't know. If I'm the first one to graduate from high school, nobody else went to college. And I'm not the
That's
oldest
true.
child.
That's true.
So we had to make it less scary for, come on, you can do this, you can do this, you can do this, you can do this. And that was the scary part, is that I didn't think they were listening. So I really
they did it?
I kept saying, please, we it's okay. It's okay. And you don't even have to live in the dorm. You can stay home and take the bus
That's right. Get
back
to
and
school.
take the
That's
train.
it.
You don't have to, but you have to do something.
Mm-hmm.
And then I found my sister got married in May.
Mm-hmm.
And she was in the pool. We were in Mexico, and she was in the pool. And she says, I want to thank you
Oh, that is so nice.
for leading us, for showing us that no matter what, you
can do
kept,
it.
no matter what happened to you, you kept going. You was worse than the Energizer Bunny, because you just kept going. No matter what happened, you kept going. And I kept saying, because that which I could not control,
Yeah.
I did not worry about.
That's right.
I handled my business.
Yes.
Okay, so my grades, I mean, I almost failed out freshman year.
Really?
I partied. Oh my goodness. I set up my schedule second semester. I tried the first semester, but I failed. The first semester was I didn't have enough money because I was commuting. I lived in a dorm, but I was commuting to school, and I didn't have enough money to go 3 days a week. I only had enough money to go 2 days a week. And the English class that I tried to register for was closed out by the time I got there. So I had to go Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday morning. I stood in registration and cried like a baby. Oh my God, how am I going to get here? Where am I going to get this money from? And transportation was 35 cents one way.
Oh no.
35 cents. I needed 70 cents and I didn't have it. So the dean saw me and he said, why are you crying? And I said, the English class is not there. It's not there. What am I going to do? How am I going to get here? He said, don't worry. Next semester, if you can make it through this semester, you'll work on my desk, and that will never happen to you again.
Oh, that's nice.
Okay, so the next semester, I got my 2 days, Tuesdays and Thursdays. I was in school from 9 o'clock in the morning till 10 o'clock at night.
Oh, that's a
Okay, but
long day.
it was
Yes.
Tuesdays and
That was
Thursdays.
too
2
long.
car fairs
Yeah.
only.
Two car
Two
fairs.
car
That's
fairs. We
right.
worried about the car fair.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
That's how you gotta
16
get
credits.
there. That's
16
right.
credits a semester. We ain't playing around here.
Mm-hmm.
But because it's only 2 days a week, you think I have all the time in the world because I got Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday to do my papers, to read my books, to do everything. And then it came to be like a week before finals, and I hadn't done my papers. Okay. I had a really nice boyfriend, though,
Help you
because
out.
I wrote and he typed.
Oh, that's
That
nice.
was good.
And I was a nasty witch then. I think about it now, and I would have beat the heck out of me. Because my aunt had given me this Smith Corona, the plastic blue one, typewriters. And I wanted to learn how to type, so I covered the keys with paper
for you to
so I could learn how to
memorize.
type.
Yes.
And I wouldn't let him take the paper off so that he could type my papers.
Oh,
Because
no.
I didn't have enough money to buy more Scotch tape to tape them on. So,
Oh, no.
so he learned how to type really well.
Well, you were still trying to figure it out.
But I wrote the papers because they were saying you cheating. I said he's typing it. He's not writing my papers. He's typing them. Because the first semester I wrote my papers.
Oh, wow.
And one teacher gave me a D, not because
It wasn't right.
it wasn't typed. He said you have to hand in typewritten. So I said I don't have a typewriter. So that's how I got the Smith Corona for Christmas from my aunt. I said he gave me a D, and I think it was a good paper. Then I learned after that. Do your schoolwork first,
Then go to party.
and then you can go shoot pool.
It's
and
like
then-
I had to learn to do my studying before the crowd came to the room.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
because you
good
don't have any
discipline. That's good
supervision.
discipline.
No,
You don't have. I
and
mean,
it's so
Good
like
discipline.
free. That's how I say you really
I
learn
like- I
about
like it.
yourself. It is
Yes.
so free. No one. And what was funny is because I was still scared of my mom then. I mean, I'm still scared of her now. You know.
Okay.
And my roommate would say, because she drives a Dodge, a burgundy Dodge car. So we saw a Dodge downstairs, and I was having trouble in one of my class. And one of my roommates came in and said, "Oh, Nadia, your mother's downstairs." And I'm like, "Oh my God, I'm supposed to be in the library." I told her I'm in the library.
Busted.
I was so frightened. And then I'm going down peeping, peeping to see if she was down there. It was somebody else's car. But it made me realize that, you really need to do what you're supposed to do up here and stop hanging around, partying and talking nonsense to people, because that's really what we did.
That's what
We partied full time. We had work study. That's what I loved about that college. They introduced you to your curriculum in the first year. So if you had remedials in first semester, by second semester, you were getting into your career. Whatever that study is, you were getting into that first part of that. So you would know this is not what I want to do right away. That's why I didn't understand why one of my friends, why she couldn't
Kept
pick
changing?
something. Yeah, because they
She
really
didn't like anything.
Oh dear.
Or maybe she liked everything. It could have been that she liked everything.
I don't think she liked everything.
Okay.
I think she just wasn't sure what she really wanted, which
Okay.
sometimes takes some time to do.
Because I was
figure
just
out.
trying to have 3 majors. I almost had 3.
Yeah, I had 2. I had 1 major and a minor. I had accounting as a major and leadership, which was, I don't know if that was a real
Taught you
major.
how to be a leader.
Yeah.
Taught you how to not sit back and let things happen. To actually
Right.
take part.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That was my minor, leadership.
Because I was also the head of the Black Student Union.
Oh,
Well, I learned at an early age that if you want things to go the right way, then you better get up in there and
get
do
it
something
done.
about it.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
if you don't like what's happening, then
Do
you make
something
sure
about
you're
it.
in a position to make things happen the way you want it to happen.
That's right.
I joined the Black Student Union. When we didn't like the crook that was there anymore, I became the co-chair, and then I became the chair. And then we did things our way, which was to make sure that every student of color that came in there didn't feel alone and didn't feel left out.
Mm-hmm.
So it was, when I ran for freshman senator, I would put a sister in the Senate, and I wasn't talking about nuns. But they didn't know.
Oh.
That was my slogan.
Yes.
Because I wanted to, and I was a senator, and I
Nice.
was on the college council. So I learned early, get involved, stay involved.
That's right.
Because if somebody is making rules about you for you, then you should at least have some say so in it.
That's true. You should have some kind of vote.
That's it. We were the first 18-year-olds to vote.
Nice. Nice.
And I didn't even vote that year. Not because I didn't want to, but because I thought you could do a ballot anywhere. Okay, so we
so you had to go back.
No, Medgar Evers' brother, Charles Evers, was running for governor in Mississippi in 1971. He ran for governor. So we went down to Mississippi to poll watch. So I figured when I got to Mississippi, I could vote there because
you're a voter.
I'm going to be in the polling place anyway.
Right.
Stupid. Let's go back to Brooklyn or do an absentee ballot. But who knew about that? All I knew was I said, okay, I could vote too. And they said, no.
You're not on this list.
And I said, dead people were voting. Why couldn't I vote? Dead people in Mississippi were voting.
Get out.
So, it was an adventure to be there to poll watch when they actually, this is how I know that they were bringing people in on stretchers and gurneys.
Wow.
To vote.
Nice.
And I look around us now and I don't see my building going out to walk up the block to vote.
I think just like how you didn't really understand the process, I think our generation, the younger generation, they don't really understand the process either. And I don't think they have enough, I don't want to say gumpture, but causes. They don't have enough causes to stand by. Or if they do have a cause, a lot of us have lost our privilege to vote.
But a lot of us haven't. A lot of us have just chosen not to.
True.
Take yourself to the poll. Because a lot of people don't know what it looks like behind the curtain. And they don't know what to do. And I think that the schools really should have
teach people how to vote at
had
18.
some kind of voting something education.
Seminar.
Not just register. Not just
they
register.
Need to show how important it is to
show people that it's non-threatening to flip the switches, because in Mississippi they was writing. There was no flipping up switches. They was writing. It was handwritten.
But do you think that 18-year-olds these days, I know some of them are very aware and they know really truly what's going on. Do you think they take the time to learn about these candidates enough to say, okay, this guy does really understand my cause?
I think that now with the school shootings, they're becoming much more aware than they were before.
That's
because true. Now, and I heard them saying, and I kept saying, because I said it a few months ago on this show, you having a rally, you having a march, you better be registering voters while you're there.
Yeah.
I'm about sick of marching because we did not overcome by marching. We better be voting. So you need to be taking voter registration forms with you and registering people to vote.
And tell these
and letting
people
them know.
Like you are young like you to vote.
He's 20 now, but he was 18. He was the youngest community board member in Community Board 9. And he understands, and he's running for something now. So it's not that they're not informed. It's that they needed to be motivated. Now they're motivated.
Right.
Now we have a.
Do they have the cause?
We have a rallying call now because they're getting shot up in the schools.
Yeah.
It's kind of scary that
it's very scary.
School was our haven. We knew when we went to school we were safe.
Right.
And now you kind of wonder, are they safe?
Yes, it's true. Like you do send your child out, and you have to have that at the back of your head. Like,
in my neighborhood where I live right now, I have seen so many kids grew up in my neighborhood, and now I'm getting involved. I told you what I'm doing. I'm a foster care grandparent now.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, and I had to get my fingerprints for it, and they said, you going downtown and get your fingerprint for what? They said, yeah, you going downtown, sweetie. And I went down and get it. And officially, after when my doctor sent the medical papers in, I'm officially in there.
Nice. Very good. That is a positive thing.
Be in there.
That's a very positive
thing. So,
Nadia,
what else you do besides, like me and Ms. Broady would like to know? I'm curious. Are you ready to do some new projects now?
Oh, of course.
I got something for you. You
Well,
ready to do something new?
they
You
said
know.
that if you want to make a change, you got to raise your standards, and you got to find the time to fit everything in. So
Yes.
why not?
All right.
Why not?
Okay.
Why not?
Yeah. That'd be nice. Well, one of the things I'm doing now, and I want you especially to be very active in it, is the children that not never was adopted. Right now, I'm looking, and it's the back of my mind that I would like to do, not just in my community, in other communities, is have these children get together and live with each other. If they can't find apartments,
Hmm.
I would like to build have somebody who have an old house.
Are you talking about aging out population kids?
Yes.
Aging out population
Yeah,
camps.
yeah.
I'm not
The,
really familiar
the
with that.
foster care
The
system,
foster
the
care.
foster care where they get to be 21 and they got to
And
get
they
out.
can't find no apartment.
You got to get out. There's
Oh,
no housing.
There's no housing.
There's no affordable housing anywhere in the city recently,
You ever
I've
thought
heard.
about that?
I didn't even know about that.
It's
But what you're saying is true. Like, landlords are scared. Okay, if you don't have a job, how are you going to pay your rent? I have to pay
Uh-huh.
my mortgage.
okay. So if
Right.
it's subsidized, then they're
With the subsidies, some landlords will take it. Some landlords are
Okay. That's
very,
what I want to
very
find
good
out.
with taking it. But some of the subsidies, after a year, they leave this person who is not working, who came in not working, and maybe
Oh.
doesn't even have any
and then they can't get them
certifications.
out.
Yeah. So they're scared to take some of the
Oh, I see what you're
programs.
So
talking about.
we have to have a whole show on that because we're
Yes.
running out of time here.
Oh, okay.
Oh, well,
Okay.
we
Oh,
had such a
I
great
want to talk about
conversation.
that next
I
time.
just kept on
Ooh, we
feeling
gotta
like we
talk
should
about
keep
that when we
going.
come back. That is something
I
to
just
think
gotta let you
about.
know it's something you gotta come back for that one
Yeah,
because
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Joe keeps saying, Hilda, you keep going overtime. I'm notorious for going overtime, but I'm
Oh,
gonna do this right. So, to my audience, first let me thank you for coming.
thank
Thank you
you
for coming back. My frozen
for
hands.
Thank you
Excuse me
so
for a
inviting
much
minute.
me,
for
Miss
So to
Brody.
inviting
my
me.
audience, let me say, yeah, we keep running our mouths, and I'm gonna keep on doing it. I want to thank you for choosing In My Shoes. I'm Hilda Kathy Broady, your host. Be well. See you next week.